Welcome everybody, Shifu the Cards here, and I'm doing, well, this is the deck everybody's been requesting. So closed beta is here, awesome, a lot of hype, and I built this deck. I got 100 packs, right? I know, right? I went overboard. I just put this deck up on GwentDB.com. I'm shooting a video because everybody's been like bugging me to make this deck and put this deck out there. So, without further ado, I give to you Ultimate Weather Control. Now this deck is so popular and so strong, and I think meta defining, that I'm going to make 3 videos around this. And it's going to be a look at, right now I'm going to make a video explaining the deck. Then I'm going to make a video, the second part of the video is gameplay, so you can see how it works in action. And then the third part of the video, and I think the most important part of the video in this series of Meteorology School, is how to counter it and what stops it. A lot of people think that this deck is unbeatable or very extremely difficult to beat, and it is. But it is beatable, and there's very good techniques on how to beat it. So let's look at it. Without further ado, I give you the Ultimate Weather Deck Control version. Alright, so the first thing you're going to look at in this deck is its 25 cards. Hashtag 25. We had a lot of fun in the beginning, and I said when closed beta came around, I started building serious decks with a serious focus, and this is what this is. Now sometimes decks can be 28 because if you have a lot of searching, but I'll get that in a minute, but this deck is hard 25. And the first thing you see is Wild Hunt Riders. There are 3 of them. This is very important for offense. And every card in here is picked for a reason. It is set, it is tight. So 3 Wild Hunt Riders. It gives you offense you need. It's immune to all the weather you're going to be laying down, and you're going to be laying down a lot of weather. So they're very important because they give you offense. These guys are also very important, Wild Hunt Warriors, because what happens is when you put them on the board, yes, they're 4, but the other opponent's going to have a whole row of blanked 1s somewhere because of weather. It picks them off and removes them, especially key against other monster matchups where they're trying to put stuff on the board for next round. So if they put a big fiend out there, there's a chance it could roll and come back. You pick it off and get rid of it. So Wild Hunt Warriors are very important. Imlerith is one of the stronger legendaries in the deck. It is a phenomenal card. If you think about it from Hearthstone perspective, this is an 8 strength legendary that also comes with Swipe. It does 3 and 1 to all across the row. And remember, most of them are affected by weather. So what will happen is one of the counters for this deck is, let's say you put down a Frost and you have 4 units down there from Northern Realms. And they figure out that Frost is not ever living. They can buff their minions while in Frost and make it a 4 or an 8 or a 9. You swipe their whole row, take the rest of them out, and lower that one down. Caranthir is a weather deck. It's all about weather. He spawns Frost and 2 Wild Hunt Hounds. Very important. Geralt. Now this card, I don't have the card I want to put in here, and I'll get into that later, but he's really good right now for offense. What he will be replaced by is Ragnarok. Ragnarok will be in here, and I will put that down and take him out. Take out one of these fogs and put in another ancient foglet. But for right now, if you don't have that, Geralt works really well. 3 foglets because they are weather, and they constantly come back and give you offense. And you're thinking to yourself, well, this deck doesn't have a lot of offense. So the cards that are in here, the ones that muster and the ones that come back, will win you games. I've played over 50 matches with this monster deck. I've won 47 of them, and every little point counts. I'll get into that in a second. Ancient Foglet, just a solid card, 6 strength, gets stronger while it's in fog. Woodland Spirit summons fog, and it's a 16-point card when played on a naked board. Because what happens is it'll summon the foglets from your deck and 3 3 wolves, and that's 16 points. And so what happens is a lot of people love playing a legendary first, like Geralt, at 12, and they're thinking, okay, good, they have some cards that catch up to me. This card not only catches up to them, but surpasses them. And a lot of times they will actually quit the first round once this card hits the board. It's that strong. 2 Biting Frosts, 2 Impenetrable Fogs, of course it's a weather deck. 1 Scorch, which is very important. You're probably thinking, why did you need a Scorch? Because sometimes you won't have all the rows covered in weather, and the Scorch will come in handy. Skellige Storm spawns both fog and rain. White Frost, frost and fog. Marigold's Hailstorm, frost and rain. And Aeromancy, whatever you want. So this deck works so well, and it's exceptionally strong. You're basically just dousing the board with weather constantly. And in doing so, you are controlling the board and making sure that you are ahead at all times and totally taking their soul out of their just ripping their soul out. The key parts are just these weather cards are so nasty. I have all of them. I was able to get all of them when I opened my pack, so it's a deck that I put together. I have some gameplay footage of it in action and what you're looking for and how you do it. But in your opening hand, what you want to do is you want to make sure you only have one wild hunt. I'll go through the brief summary of the build. So the summary of the build is weather. You're just dropping weather and you're just crushing their soul. When they play a monster deck, they expect the melee row to be kind of taken. So what they'll do is they'll drop to the siege and they'll drop to the siege rows. They're kind of their refuge. Well, that's why this water hag is so important. She's won me a lot of games by dropping weather. And Marigold's Hailstorm drops weather. So an Aeromancy drops rain, I should say. There's just nowhere to run with this deck. You're going to get weathered. Now, some people say, well, wow, Clear Skies. Well, Clear Skies is good, but you're going to have to pack 3. And even if you pack 3, I can just reapply weather. There's so many ways to reapply weather. Clear Skies, I'm going to say this again, Clear Skies is not the answer for this deck. Clear Skies has no effect. Clear Skies loses you more games against this deck because Clear Skies will have no effect. I'll go through how to counter this deck, and there are counters, but no one's thinking about it because everybody's thinking, oh, weather, oh, I'm so scared. Clear Skies, no. Clear Skies will do nothing. When I see Clear Skies played, I know that I've already won. That means 3 spots taken out by cards that would actually counter this deck. And I'm teasing you because you need to watch the 3rd video, and I will tell you how to counter this deck and how to beat it. Is it easy? No. Can it be beat? Definitively yes. And you're saying, well, you're 47-3. Why? Obviously can be beat. Well, people don't know how to counter it, and I'm going to teach you how to counter this deck as well as show you how to play it. So let's see what else. Oh, so what cards you can swap out? Well, if you don't have all these legendaries, it's not going to be as strong, obviously, because it puts down the weather. But I didn't have Aeromancy for a while, and it's a little more difficult without all the weather cards you need. I put a Commander's Horn in there. What you can do if you don't have all these cards, a good substitute for some of these cards is you can go with a not quite heavy, all-weather heavy control deck, and you can put in place of some of these legendaries or these silvers, you can put in potions. Potions in a monster weather deck are so strong, and I was thinking about making a variant with potions, a little more offensive variant, because what they do is you're already crushing their board, and potions will pump up your creatures, and there's no way they can stop them because there's no weather that can negate the potions unless they scorch. That's the only thing they can do. So they have 1 scorch. So it's very good. Now, my most controversial pick, I guess you could say, is picking Eridan as my hero. Everybody will be like, well, what about Dagon? Why not him? He picks weather. Well, as you can see, picking out weather is not an issue. I've got weather covered. Dagon is great, but he's an overkill. This deck doesn't have a lot of offense in it because it's relying on reducing the opponent's offense to just 2 or 3 points, sometimes 7. In the middle rounds, they'll get high with their gold, and nothing you can do about that. But you'll still eventually crush them, right? Because there's only 4 goals they can have. And they only get when you do 1 or 2. But anyway, back to the point. This deck I've played many times, against and with. And I can tell you right now that Eridan is the win condition 75% of the time. Now, let's say 60% of the time. Because what happens is when you get down to the bottom and you're playing a wound deck or another monster deck, and you're fighting it out and you're grabbing for board position, you'll see the videos of this. Eridan's points win you games. Plus, round 1. If you win round 1 and you don't have to use Eridan, and I try not to use Eridan at all until round 3. If you win round 1, like that you snatch their soul out, you can play with them at round 2. You can have a nice contest and go for the win if you see it, but you want to hold off that big 10-point card till round 3 where you can make a difference. So many games I hold it off till the very last second and then win with it at the end. And win a lot of games 10-3 or 10-1 in the last round. Because there's just so much you can do with it. It's a very cheap deck to play. You can't just make this deck and crush people. You can do very well, but you have to play some smart applications, and there are counters to it. But this is the deck. Ultimate Weather Control by Meteorologist Shifu of the cards. I have another deck coming, my Ever-Living Swarm, but this is it. This is the deck that everybody's been talking about, everybody wanted to see, so I thought I would give it to everybody and see what you think. Please like and subscribe. It's a short video. Like I said, I'm doing a 3-part video. The first one was how to build it, the second one is how to play it, and the third one is how to beat it. So, Shifu the Cards signing off. Watch Gwent After Dark this Sunday, 2 p.m. Please follow me on YouTube. Please watch my streams. People are starting to watch now. I really appreciate that. It honors me. I'd like to thank Gray Boxer and King Black 2 for casting me. That was a big honor, and I thank y'all both for that. Shifu the Cards. Some people call me the master of the monster deck. Signing off. Have a good one.